How can you have hope in a COVID Christmas? You can have hope because we can know who God is. We can know his character. We can see him in the face of Jesus. And here's the beautiful thing that we can know about God's character when we look at Jesus. God always brings resurrection out of death. So if you are going through the valley of the shadow of death, you can look forward to resurrection. You can trust and know that that's what the future holds, because we know who holds the future. So the next is that we have hope in increase. We can have hope because the Bible, history, and Christmas show us that God is keeping his promises. Look what it says in verse 3. You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy. Notice this isn't addition, like everyone's having more kids. This is multiplication. People are just being bought in like, by the millions. God will expand the true remnant of Israel, those who trust in the Lord by faith. The believing remnant in Israel will be multiplied exponentially. Jesus says in John 10:16, I have other sheep that I must bring them also. They will listen to my voice. This is the fulfillment of Abraham. Do you remember when God promised him that he would be the father of many nations, that through his seed, through his offspring, through his family, all the nations of the world would be blessed? You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy. God doesn't just add to our numbers, but he brings joy to our hearts. And what kind of joy is this? Look what it says here. They rejoice before you as with the joy at the harvest. Harvest is the celebration. In an ancient agrarian culture where you spend all your time working out in the fields, preparing for harvest, harvesting the harvest, processing the harvest, when harvest finally comes, it is a celebration. This is the payday of all paydays. And it says, as they were glad when they divided the spoils. This is the spoils of war after a great battle. After the enemy is conquered, their stuff becomes our stuff. And Isaiah is using these two pictures, payday and the spoils of war, to say this is the kind of joy that God is going to bring. God is going to achieve this incredible victory. Through this victory, through making this way glorious, he's going to multiply his people. And they're going to have so much joy in God's victory. Look what he says here. It is a yoke, it is a burden, it is a hardship, and it is heavy. And one of the most beautiful, beautiful things is to get to tell someone about the gospel, to get to pray with them, to get to see them surrender their life to Jesus. And one of the first things you'll hear is, it feels like a weight has been lifted. I feel so free. I feel so light. I feel so unburdened. I'm forgiven. I'm loved. I'm adopted into the family of God. And so, because that is true, because the weight of the guilt of our sin has been lifted from our shoulders, what is the proper response? It's one of rejoicing. God comes near to us in Jesus. Here's the famous passage, verse 6. For to us a child is born. To us. To us a son is given. Notice this language of to us and given. It makes you think right away that this belonged to somebody else and is now given to us. This is John 3:16 in seed form. God so loved the world that he gave us Jesus. This is why kids who are watching, if you're drawing or something, I want you to pay attention for a second. The reason that you get gifts and the reason that we give gifts, very simple, because Jesus is our gift. And because we've been loved, we want to love others. Because we've been given the greatest gift. We want to give all these small little gifts. Don't get wrapped up too much in the gifts. They're wonderful. Enjoy them. But remember, the ultimate gift is Jesus.